Looks like he's been training pretty heavily too
Really?
at the pie shop.
We should pay you a
No?
visit. Welcome back. Welcome back. The insiders are here again. Darren has been charging some hellish waves, which we're about to dive into without any kind of hesitation because I want to hear all about them. I'm back. Um, England's let me down a little bit. I've got a bit of a funny story to tell you, Daz, about that. But how are you after riding some absolute monsters?
I'm all right, mate. But here, quickly to start with, I watched a great video this week with Kelly and the chief medical someone
Oh yeah, I
from
haven't watched that
from
yet.
the WSL, where he talks about food
Everything
pairing.
apparently.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I listened closely. Like, so for example, this evening, I paired fish fingers and oven fries, French fries, with Pinot Noir red wine,
Yeah,
which I think was a perfect mix. And I'm backing it up with a bit of coconut sorbet ice cream. It's got no cream because it's sorbet. How do you call a sorbet? You just call it ice bay or
spicy
something.
stuff. Yeah, I feel like that is the diet that has led Kelly to 11 world titles.
Plus, today on the beach, I had my favorite all-time snack. I said to my mate, it's called a grignotte at my bakery. It's basically a ham and cheese, like tightly toasted baguette.
Yeah,
There's hardly any bread in it. It's just like this thin bit of pastry and then ham and cheese that, oh, it's killer. It's perfect for the beach. It's thin. It's
yeah.
like 50 centimeters long, but I paired it with water, H2O. So I reckon that was pretty good.
Again,
And I found no adverse reaction in the pairing.
there you go then. On to a winner.
I mean, he is a great man, Kelly, but you know, you can't, you can't, you can't live on spirulina, and I don't know what else he has. What does
No,
he have?
a lot of tablet. After watching Make a Break, his tablet dosage is mental. Like his supplement dosage is is properly up there. Uh,
I'm sure
while
it's good. I'm
while
not.
you're
I'm
talking,
not. I'm obviously not performing at his peak performance, but I'm 50. Whatever I am, I'm not even going
yeah,
to tell you. And I'm still here. We can't. I've got more hair than he has, so
exactly.
take that,
Who,
KS.
who's bald? Exactly.
Oh,
Um,
sorry, Mick, and anyone else that's listening. But there's nothing wrong with not having hair either.
I mean, yeah. While we're on the topic of you listening to things, and obviously that Kelly thing, I've heard good things about. And we are. I feel like we're fair. We say podcasts are good, vlogs are good. Like we've spoken about Nathan Florence, things like that. I'm just going to do a public service announcement, and this is my kind of bit
A
for the community.
PSA.
Yeah, PSA. This is my bit for the community. If anybody has the thought of listening to JOB's latest podcast with this guy called Young Gravy, don't do it. It's the worst thing I've ever fucking listened to. That that is unbelievably bad as a surf
Okay.
podcast. And
Young Gravy or Ben Gravy?
Young Gravy, no, different guy. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a Mickey take, and I thought it was going to be Ben Gravy, and it's not. It's apparently some rapper. And I listened to the Jack Robbo and the Griffin JOB ones, and I thought they were very, very good. And the Young Grave one, I was like, this is absolute horse manure.
Well, Jack Robbo is super interesting to listen to, and obviously he's he's wearing the yellow jersey. Griff, I didn't listen to it, and I kind of find him a bit goofy at times. I don't
I
know
thought,
if he I don't know if he means to be, but like, there's nothing wrong with being goofy either. You can be what you want to be.
yeah, I thought him
But
and
I don't
Jamie
have to
came
listen
across
to
quite
an
well.
hour of it, do I?
No, no, he came across well,
Guess
and
he'll
I think,
never be on ours now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Add him to the list. I thought I thought I think he's really good in the first two. Like he dials it down a bit. And
Maybe he tries to sell it a little bit too much, but that's just in his skin, I think, after 10 years of YouTubing.
but hey,
No, I haven't been watching any of their things lately because, sometimes like we've had waves and, when you travel and everything, it's more, I reckon, this is what I'm recommending to listeners and myself or anyone else. When you see like an event there in Hawaii or you hear there's a hell swell, watch them because you see behind the scenes thing. It's when the
yes, yeah.
action's not happening there, obviously they're, if it's
Oh
off
yeah.
season, you're going to be watching what Carl Rothman and his girlfriend, like they're just talking about getting sunburnt. Like,
Yeah.
surely you've got better things to do in life than that. But watching them charge Eddie, that's a complete different. That's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I'm a real sucker for that.
Now, how's the weather up there? Was cooking hot here this afternoon?
Yeah.
Have to wear shorts again?
I hate you. No,
Wearing
it's rubbish
shorts.
here. It's absolutely rubbish. I've just been getting wet every single day walking the dog. Um, Hell winds, so the surf's been rubbish where I am. Um, yeah, this weekend's looking like it could be quite good, and I'm going down to see my old friend Harry Timpson in Cornwall. And I've actually got my first wave pool session booked for
First
soon.
wave pool session for this year.
Yeah, for this season. Yeah, yeah.
For this season, you have seasons.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to say when.
I
I don't
so
want
I don't come and drop in on you.
exactly. There'll be a mob there just throwing tomatoes at me off the side.
Tell them, go see the dude at the counter and say, can we do a podcast from their coffee shop there? And I'll fly up if he gives me a free session.
I'll ask. I'll see
Have a
what I can
crack.
do. It's all I can do. All I can do is ask.
Oh, funny one today, like it's not Darren's disasters. Darren does his adventures. So this one of my best mates. We've been best mates for like what is it? 20, 23, 24 years. We started work at Quicksilver together. We were packing boxes and putting the labels on, and they had to split us up. It was pretty funny. It was like being in school.
Name
He was at,
names.
huh?
Name names.
Oh, Juzzy.
Oh yeah.
He was there. He was there in front of me, and like we'd just be pissing ourselves. Like, it was pretty funny. Anyway, so we perfect forecast for today. High tide, 10 o'clock, which was lucky. Small COF, small high tide. We get there, and it wasn't what every surfer knows it. Like you go to sleep. Oh, it's going to be pumping, but if you're going with a mate, it's half the battle. Because,
Yeah.
like we haven't seen each other for a while since before I went on my trip and everything, and catch up, have a bit of a chuckle, lie, talk about life, what's the meaning of the universe, relationship problems, why women act how they do, and other things. Get there, and it wasn't really yet. Like it was just not what we were expecting. It wasn't that good. There's no one out. And then I was like, look at that right out the back. We waited. And I said, like by then we were looking at emails on our phones. Like, so you can imagine how crappy that is because we're on a hidden beach, like up. And I said, wow. So I put it in, got my wetsuit on, got out there and had 2 or 3 ways where completely had my feet wrong because I was surfing a different board, this smaller twin that I'm trying to get the knack of this Bradley. I just can't knacker it yet, but I'm not going to give up.
I need to have a
And
crack.
then my mate comes out and then it gets really good. And we end up having a hell session. Like he come out and he was like, I had to come out, but I'm just going to sit there. And we were still going like, and then it got really good, but we didn't even notice it. It just kind of slowly got good. We're chatting and it was pumping. We've come in sunny and everything. We get back to my car, and on both windows of my car, it's got waxed.
Really?
Stay Estaños, please. On both windows, which means stay Estaño Beach, Les Estaño. And like I was
Wow.
at 3 beaches up. So I was like, because I was in a Pure Surf Camp's car, and I was like, like a card was left on the windshield, and it just so happens a woman waxed my thing up, and she didn't know who it was. I can't name names here or anything,
No, no,
but
no.
I know her husband and her son and everything. And I'm just wondering if she's not mentally disabled. First, she did it. Then she left the card for me because she wanted to talk to me about it and say, "Do you understand?" And yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, I was there having a surf with my mate, and it's none of your business anyway, and blah, 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 blah. But either way, to all of our listeners, all I'm saying is you can surf wherever you want to, go wherever you want. Don't feel bad about it. If you want to go to Pipeline and paddle out, you do it tomorrow. No one's everywhere's free. Obviously, you're not maybe not going to get any waves at Pipe, and if your level's not up to it, I would probably. But if you really want to, why shouldn't you? I'm
I'm
saying to hell with them, Matt.
I'm so
To hell
baffled.
with them.
That's baffled me.
Yeah, it's baffled me. I was like in shock for a bit this afternoon. The old lady was telling me that I should like make a police complaint and stuff, but I'm not going to go there. You know, you
Nah.
can't waste energy. Can't waste energy on those sort of things. But it was an interesting. And there's other kind of dude I know who's like my like been here forever, good surfer and everything. And like he rang me up because he saw it and he thought it was funny, and he said, "You
It is
find out
funny.
who." Yeah, like, we both kind of thought it was funny, kind of thinking that maybe it was a young punk who's been here for a couple of years, but this wasn't the case. And he rang me up just to reassure me that I'm a very accepted, adopted son of this town, like 90% of the population here. Let's say
Well,
95%.
have you spoken to her?
Yeah, I rang her. She left a number on my windscreen, mate.
Is she cool now, or
No, I rang her about it.
yeah? But
Huh?
I mean, as in, is she cool? Like after you spoke to her, is she now like
She doesn't.
if you went
I
back up
know.
there tomorrow, is she waxing you back up?
I don't think she understands. I think I might go back up there tomorrow with my car and do it again.
What you should do
But
is
I can't. I don't have time.
hide in the
Huh?
back, and then when she starts waxing it, jump out and
It
just start
doesn't. I
waxing
don't
her.
care if she's cool or not. That's the thing.
Yeah, I
Huh?
mean, she should be though.
She
Fuck
should.
that.
It's not a case of being cool or not. It's not her beach. She's
Yeah.
got a surf camp.
Oh
Huh?
wow, that makes it worse.
It's just ridiculous.
I
It's the
hope
pot.
if
It's
she
the pot
listens,
calling the kettle back.
yeah, if she listens to this,
She's not going to listen to
what?
this.
Well, if she does, whatever your name is, fuck you.
Well,
Um,
she's not going to. But like, and especially semi-beginner surfers and people that are just starting to travel, and young crew, they're just starting to travel, so they don't have as thick a skin as what you get by the time you've come around. Just go for it, guys. Go to Bali, go wherever you want. I mean, obviously you follow surfing etiquette, of course, huh?
yeah,
And if you're going somewhere where they're renowned to stab your tires and do all that sort of shit, maybe avoid there. I mean, you know, you can go everywhere, but if you're tough, you know, if you're a tough
yeah,
dude, if you're like 15 black belt, I can go there anyway. Then
yeah,
they bring it on, mate. I'll see you on the beach, huh?
or not. Just see him on the
And your
beach.
brother,
Yeah,
hey. So there you go.
I'll go toe to toe with anyone. I won't win, but I'd go toe to toe.
Hey, we've got no agenda. We've got no agenda. I'll tell you about the good session on Saturday at the end at the end of the potty. But what do you reckon? We talk about Bells because Bells is coming up. It's like
Yeah,
the longest running surf competition. Is that
yeah,
its
there was
title?
something like that. I'm not. I know that
Yeah,
Joel
I'm
Tapalo's
glad
got
you
it,
didn't
yeah.
know either. It
Joe
sounds
Tapalo,
good though, doesn't it?
yeah, and you
But
know
I think it
hit.
is.
You're gonna
I
hit.
think,
What was last year the 50th year? So this is
except for the no, a few years ago, except for the year where they didn't run it during COVID.
yeah,
But now it's back. Well, they did it last year, there, didn't they? Who won? Toledo,
Philippe.
small.
Yeah, Philippe
Against Ethan?
Falopa.
No,
It's Cal
against
Robson in the
Callum
final.
Robson.
Yeah.
Wow. Who's your call?
who do I think is going to win?
Is there a forecast come up yet?
My magic seaweed, I think, goes to the first day, which
Which is the
wasn't.
fourth. Looks like a bit of a pulse or not?
Yes. So what was it saying? I had a screenshot of it. Let me just put it up. One sec. So screenshot it.
A
Uh,
screenshot.
yeah.
I saw a quick clip of Maxime before.
Oh,
So
yeah.
his name
So
was Straupen.
the forecast to
Yes.
me looks sick. It's 4 to 6 foot and then 3 to 5 foot, but they're probably going to say that's a bit small.
Yeah, it depends, especially on Magic Seaweed. Depends.
Yeah. But yeah, Maxime, and I saw again.
Oh, Ethan.
Have you seen Conor
Shoes.
O'Leary? Conor O'Leary's clip
Shoes.
is
Yeah, I saw.
madness.
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
So
go
I think
Well, you mentioned Connor O'Leary. He got a couple of waves in the last comp. Well, I thought his backhand, I don't think anyone matched it the whole comp.
no, I think I
Did
can
you see
agree.
those two backhand Rios he did?
Yeah,
They were Burko, huh?
Wallop. Yeah,
He could be worth throwing in your team.
I
Big
so
tall dude. Bang! Yeah, I just saw it then. Shazam! Wow, yeah, sick. That was Winky Pop though.
so here's my predictions. You asked
Good.
me,
Yeah,
right?
sorry.
No, it's all good. Um,
That's why you
Jo-
are someone, isn't it?
yeah, John for the win,
Ooh.
but I've got a dark horse who I think is going to do really well. I'm going to put my neck fully on the line.
Far lap.
Kalohe.
Oh, that'd be
I,
good.
I
Good to
reckon
see.
Kalohe's semi-final or better.
Wow.
Big call.
I reckon if you shake your head from left to right, you'll hear the rocks. Yeah, I can hear them. I could hear them from here. You got rocks in your head.
What about you?
All the ways on the tour, I don't think Bells is Kaloe's wave. I'm going to say double E, Ethan, and Gabrielle on the come back on the rise.
Okay, yeah. What my good friend Callum, who I chat to like all the time, is
Dark horse,
oh yeah, go on. Yeah.
Connor O'Leary.
Okay, yeah, because
There's a couple of backhand Rios are just great. He must be feeling good.
yeah. So on that backhand kind of train, my good friend Callum, is the Welsh wonder, um, he's saying dark horse of Nat Young,
Ooh,
which is
not
similar.
even on the tour.
Yeah, shouldn't be. I mean,
Sorry.
yeah. It's funny talk about that backside as well. I keep forgetting and then remembering Ramsey, and it's so like it's pretty savage that you haven't got to see him surf at all yet.
How what a pity. What a
I
pity.
know.
So he's holding off, obviously. Wonder if that was you know what I mean? That's the smart thing to do. They never seem to do it, but maybe he's done the smart thing to do. Maybe it's not going to help him one bit.
No.
But by not coming back until he's 100% better,
Yeah.
no one else, like none of the big names are injured. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
on a season where you're seeing other people injured, you know you're not going to get it. You know you're not going to get a
Yeah.
chance.
Last year was stacked, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, but at the moment, no one. So
Yeah.
he at the moment he's got a clear run
Yeah.
for a wild card if they were to decide it.
Yeah.
He would have
What
been good at Bells, wouldn't he? Would have been good at
yeah.
Bells.
What about females?
Uh,
Winner and
I'd
dark
like to
horse.
see. I'd like to see Steph. But I'm wondering if the boat's not sailed. I'm going to say Carissa and Sophie McCulloch.
Okay, I like that a lot. See, okay, I was gonna, and this isn't as much a dark horse, but I think Steph or um Courtney Conrog.
Courtney Collogg's pretty good at Bells.
Yeah, They're my two
especially if
picks.
it gets bigger.
Yeah, they're the two picks that I've got. I reckon they'll go good. Um, but I think Sophie's a cool pick as well. Hey,
She's a nice person, Courtney. She used to come in like one season. This is when they still had comps here, and she had a few problems, I think, with dings and stuff. And she come in and we fixed the board with her mum, and they come in maybe 5, 6 times over the competition. And when they left their last visit, like she comes and gave me a big hug. Like I went to shake her hand. She goes, "Get me," because she nearly crushed me. Like she's pretty fit, man. I'm telling you.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
she's
but they were, just so stereotypical Californian surf. It wasn't funny. Like friendly,
yeah,
surfing, frothing. I've always had a soft spot for her since. Because
um,
she charges and charges.
yeah, for sure. Hey, one thing before we stop talking about Bells, before I forget it because it's on my list, we've got to mention Owen Wright.
Oh, Owen.
So he's back.
He cops a bit of flack on the poor old social media from the sarcastic side, I think.
It's his last event ever.
Whoa.
Does he
And
win it?
he was like one of my favourite
He's still, yeah, he's mad.
surfers
He's
ever.
sick.
He
When
probably
he won
still
that
could be on
snapper
the
event,
tour.
when he won that snapper comeback event, that was so sick. That's why I think he could win this. He's
When he
got
won
that kind of
when he won Fiji was sicker. Two
yeah,
tens,
double
pulling
20.
huge barrels coming out, massive calves. He's
Yeah.
right to retire though. What's he going to do on the Challenger Series? He's got plenty of coin. Surf's great. Had a serious head injury.
Mm,
Just live life. A couple of kids.
yeah, he's sick. I think
Wife's his wife's a singer. He
I
can
think
just sit at home and say, "Sing me a song."
I'm calling it that he's a coach next year.
A coach
He'll be coaching people next year, I reckon.
loves it that
Um,
much.
I think he loves it. Like he's been doing it a bit. Like you heard that when like they went out to
Have you
Chokes,
got a direct? You got a direct dial to O.
he's actually been my coach, yeah, for the last 3 months.
I've noticed. Well, he's both tall.
Exactly.
He coached you on how to stand tall.
Yeah. Coached me how to stand tall and
No, I
uh
did read. I did read that he'd done that. Who for?
it was Team Australia, wasn't it? So he
I'm
was
putting
out
you on
there
the
with
spot.
like Jackson Baker and Connor and Cal Robbo and all of that. It was the Australian Olympic team basically. He was out there prepping with them before Chopes and stuff. So yeah, I reckon he might go into coaching.
Did I tell you? Talking of Connors, completely off the subject, but he was good at bells. Coffin. Change
Yeah,
sponsors. Change sponsors. He's with someone.
body glove.
Yep. Just saw a bit of a video. Looks like he's been training pretty heavily too
Really?
at the pie shop.
We should pay you a
Huh?
visit.
Huh?
Should get him.
Well, I train heavily at my pie shop, and I'm still thin as a crispy. But you can see what happens for some people. It's hard post tour.
Mm,
Like swimmers, like
yeah.
Olympic swimmers. Huh? You get
We
that? Back to bells. Back to bells. Have you seen any of the heats?
They haven't released him yet, have they?
No, they haven't. And I'm in a fantasy surfing sessions thing that they haven't released either. And I'm dark. Because, you want to throw around your team and see, see who costs what and who eliminate coming up round. They have released it. Okay.
Have
Now that
they?
we've talked our hits, let's just do a round one. That's kind of fun.
Oh
Because
yes.
round one, Ethan, Nat, Young, and Carlos Munoz.
Yeah, get out of here.
Double E all the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
heavily away.
Griff, Seth Munez, Maxime Usino.
Yeah.
Who's-
Griffin's winning it.
Yeah, you got to think. Even though I think both the other guys surf really good, but you got
Yeah.
to think that's Griffin, smooth style. He's got power. He's got confidence. Okay, heat three. Mm. This is a hell heat. Oh,
Heat tends a hell heat.
Ko Ibelli, Zeke Lau, who had the famous pipeline interference calls, and Ryan Callahan, who I'm going to go Ryan Callahan.
I'm going Arcal every day.
Top of that, he just rips. He's the
Joel!
one dude. We say it every year. We just wish he was in the top 5, but we don't think he will, eh?
No.
This looks like now. See, look what happens when you get a good seed. Jay
Yeah.
Oshienka, Matt McGillivray, and Dylan Moffat, who's just CS warrior.
Yeah.
North Narrabeen rips, but you reckon he can take it?
So this leads into it, actually. So Jiao Chanka is my survival pick. I'm still alive. Who would you pick?
If I was still in it.
Yeah.
Jackson Baker.
Oh, great pick.
Okay, so you're picking Joe for that. Toledo, Ian Jontel, Owen Wright. Oh, man.
Big O for the win. Big O.
Big O if there's... Okay. Big O if it's massive. 6 foot.
Yeah.
Not even massive. 4 to 6 foot Big O. It's a big ask against Toledo.
If it's small, Toledo's winning it.
Not even if it's small, man.
No,
Toledo,
it's rail games.
Yeah. I just think O could maybe get the sentimental. Look, they've got the picture of him. He's got a full head of hair.
Flying.
He's loving it that they kept that picture. Jack Robbo Kelly.
And then a wild card.
And waiting for athlete. I don't think the athlete that's been in waiting's got a chance.
It's the trials winner.
All right, here's the heat then. Italo, Connor O'Leary, and Chloe.
Wow, I've fully backed in Chloe, haven't I?
You just said it before, so you have to say it. And I'm going Connor.
How heavy is Heat 8 if you're a front side?
Italo won Bells.
Yeah.
Never stop saying that. Beat Mick.
Beat Miko.
Bells. Yeah. You can't get a bigger scalp than that unless it was Kelly in his prime.
How heavy back-footed is this next heat?
Callum Robson, Geordie Smith, and Michael Rodriguez.
Right.
I'm calling the dude, and I completely forgot he was even on tour. I'm calling Geordie. I'm calling Geordie all the way there. I'm calling Geordie to the quarters.
I'm backing Geordie.
And if it's 4 to 6, if it's above 4 foot, I'm going to reword my whole thing and Geordie for the win.
And also, I'm backing Geordie for the fact that if anyone's not watched episode 6 of How Surfers Get Paid, he is the greatest surfer on tour. He just doesn't care. But
he's good. I bought 2 back when you used to buy, edits.
Yeah.
On Apple TV, I bought 2 Geordie ones, colors. I think it was, just because I love seeing him surf, and also they always put it on J-Bay. So he's just a great surfer to watch, isn't he?
Oh, by far. And his stab in the dark is definitely still the best one.
They pay Talo $0. He said, listeners.
So funny.
If you want to know, basically, if people who don't have stab in the dark premium, and I'm saying congratulations, means you got more of a life than what we have. But they go into how people earn money, and they talk about riders' contracts, and Geordie says neither Gabrielle or Italo can do a real carve, which probably isn't entirely true. They can't come close to him on a full rail stylish carve. I don't think.
I agree.
All right.
Heat 9 is a bit of a zinger.
Do you reckon? Okay, so were you a Geordie as well?
Yeah.
Leo, Rio, and Jackson Baker. That's a zinger. That is. That's even Stevens heat.
I said at the start of the year I'm backing Leo all year, so
you're backing him on
Leo.
I think it's a Leo Jackson heat, even though I love Rio. I reckon Jacko can win this. Yeah. We'll soon see.
He's usually good in round 1.
I'd like to see him win this. I'd like to see him make the quarters.
Yeah.
He obviously has to, or he could be out.
Yeah.
Yago, Samuel Pupu, and Jake Marshall.
I want to say Yago, so I'm going to say Yago.
Okay, but we're not going to tell you to do something you don't want to do. So do what you want to do.
I do think
Oh,
Jake Marshall could go good though.
he's a great heat. There's some good
Great
heat.
heat.
Gabriel Medina, 3 times world champion, Brazilian super god, sexiest man alive. Kanoa Igarashi loves to have a little bit of a hair bleach. Huh?
And then the
Liam
greatest human.
and Liam O'Brien, who's got both their IQs put together times 2 and humbler
Yeah.
than the local shoe repairman.
But you still have to pick Gabby.
Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Gabrielle. I can't see either of these two taking Gabrielle out after he hasn't had any results so far. I just
Nah,
got a feeling that he's going to be fired up.
I agree.
Next heat, great heat, but I think it's easy to pick John, Miguel, and Baron Mamiya.
Yeah, if John wants to win it, John wins it.
John has to win it.
Yeah,
But I think Baron will surf really good at Bells. And I
definitely.
also think Miguel Pupo is probably one of the most improved on the whole CT over the
Mhm.
last 3 years.
Yeah, but John's still going to smoke them.
I don't know about smoking, but yeah, I think he could. Okay.
Yeah,
The women's. Caitlin Simmers, Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, name of the year. And Sophie McCulloch. That's a great first heat.
yeah. I'm. Uh, that's hard. It depends on the size. I think if it's got a bit of size, I think Betty will win it. If it's small, I think Katie will win it.
I think Sophie can win it. Why? Because I think Bells is a complicated wave, even though Caitlin will most probably just really make it look easy because she's really got a good style. But I think Sophie will have surfed it a few times before.
Yeah,
And I just think that. I think Betty Lou's probably not surfed it enough either. And I think Betty Lou, within a year or two, I'm now starting to think she could go straight up into the top 3.
I think so as
She's
well.
part of that new. She's this whole heat speaks new generation, even though
Yeah,
it's like over 20.
yeah.
Molly Macy, Joanne DeFay, incredible heat. Joanne DeFay's back, obviously. Ankles back. Ankles healed. She's back.
Yeah.
Macy's coming off a semi.
Yes.
Yeah. Ripping front side. Would have surfed bells tons. Molly Picklum, yellow jersey, full of confidence, rips the bag out. Probably surf bells a ton as well. Sponsored by Rip Curl, down the road office,
And I believe
straight from the boardroom to the bank.
coaching her might be Kale Bell Warren, which I think will be quite important as well. Or he'll be in her
Mm.
corner.
Mm.
Fuck me.
Molly, Joanne DeFay for the win.
I'm gonna go Molly. I need
Most,
to. Yeah,
I
there's
reckon
like
Macy will probably surf good there too. She's tall, powerful, fast.
Macy. I was close to saying Macy. I really like how she
I'm going to
surfs.
say Macy for the win. I'm
Okay,
taking the ball
cool.
back. I just got a feeling that wave's maybe not tailor made for Molly, who's a
Mm,
bit faster, and
yeah,
who knows? It's a hard one. That's a hard one. It really depends on what tide. Bells
yeah.
bowls through the middle.
The
Uh,
women's is so
Rincon,
hard.
Rincon is when it's small and it's
Yeah.
up the reef for people that are listening. That's what they're talking about. Uh, you need a certain size swell for it to actually be bells that you see in all the videos, which is coming
Mm,
through the middle. We're a bit more of a swell. I don't know what the directions are. Who cares? The commentators will tell us. If it's smaller, I'd say okay. So if it's a bit smaller, I'm going to say Molly, and if it's a bit bigger, I'm going to say Macy.
Yeah,
Carissa Lakey Peterson, waiting for athlete. I'm going to say Carissa anyway.
I'm good back in Lakey.
Ooh,
Hmm.
starting to think she was getting a bit forgotten. Tatiana, who somehow, I don't know, just keeps punching above her weight. I don't know why. This is a good heat. Double Goofy, Tatiana, Caroline Marks, and then Isabella Nichols, who I think will surf really well at Bells.
Isabella would be my pick.
Yeah, same with me. Even though you'd think Caroline Marks, who they call the Ocky, the Raging Bull female, you'd think her style should suit Bells. So let's see if she can do that.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to pick Isabella because I just think she's super fluid, fast, and powerful. Tyler Wright, Gabrielle Bryan, and Sally Fitz.
Oh, that's a powerhouse heat.
That's a powerhouse heat.
Tyler.
Tyler. I'm putting Tyler for the win,
I think
honestly.
Tyler. I think Tyler's up there
Maybe.
for the win. She's my power surfer on my WSL team.
She's power. She's won bells a few times. She's surfing well. Steph, Brisa Hennessy, and Courtney Conalogue.
Oh, why are both the people I picked in the same heat?
That's a pretty good heat too. That's a
Steph.
cracker. Yeah, I'm going to go Steph too. I mean, it is bells.
Exactly.
How many she won there?
3?
As soon as you think Steph's over, she just comes back and wins.
Yeah, she'll kill it.
I don't know if she'll kill it. That's still a pretty good heat, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that all of them?
It's make or break. It's make or break.
Oh, they're going to use that. They're
And
going
we
to
never talked about make or break this year. I think it's better left that we don't.
There's a heat at Bells that we haven't spoken about.
What
They
is
are
it?
running a heritage heat.
Ooh, and
Tom
really?
Curran, Tom Curran versus Oki.
Oh, they've done this a whole lot of times.
Yeah, but that's
I
going to be
just saw a picture
sick.
of it. Yeah. It's good. If the surf's good, Oki's super fit again. Oki hasn't had a drink of alcohol as well in about 6 years.
Good on him. But
Yeah,
what? That's going to be mad. That's going to be so good.
it's going to be really good if they put him in good waves. Imagine Tom Curran's still ripping.
Mm. I mean, I bet Oki's still ripping.
For listeners, if you don't know who these two people are, like use
Google.
that thing in your hand. Look it up.
Yeah.
Mark Localupo. Just type Oki, OCCY, or Tom Curran. That's Tom, spelled
Curran.
how it sounds. Curran. Curren. And you'll have a multitude of things to read about.
Yeah.
Greatest heat ever these two dudes had at Huntington Beach. They had a good one at maybe it wasn't. I think it was at Huntington, one of them.
Greatest heat ever is a big shout.
At Bells. No, but I'm going to track it down and send it to you. They had this heat at Huntington Beach where there was actually good waves, and Oki, he was only, I don't know how old he was, 16 or something like that, and he just was going Burko. Like, it's not like now where you're expecting people to rip. Back then, they went from people cruising along a wave and doing a cutback to people going upside down with their board, like acrobatic stuff and power. And he was a freak at 16, like, a freak. I saw him surf the year of his comeback at Duranbar on the Gold Coast. Smaller waves, huh? He's a solid dude. And, like, he's taken off, like, seeing 5 meters behind the wave, and his bottom turn will put him in the pocket. Like, it didn't look possible. Huh?
That's mad.
And I don't think people on the tour today aren't surfing better than Oki when he was 16.
Yeah.
At Bells. Even today, they're not surfing better.
The old clips are sick. Yeah, Oki's sick. That current heat's going to be sick. Like, if they get good waves, it'll just be good to see where their surfing's at today as well.
I'd like to see he's still on tour. That's the problem. I'd like to see Kelly Taylor Knox already as a heritage heat. or
Yeah.
Bobby Martinez. They just won't be able to get him.
No. Yeah.
But like I'm looking, and I want you to to look up some of the old Oki interviews from when he was like young. They're absolutely sensational. Like he starts scratching himself, like downstairs and stuff like that while he's in an interview. They're just hysterical.
Oh,
Have you seen the Billabong ads while we're on it? Have you seen the Billabong ads where he's the
yeah.
postman? Where he's the postman?
Yeah. I've seen those. And I've seen the other one
They're
where,
just sensational.
have you seen the other one where it's,
Where he says he's delivered mail to the Queen.
yeah,
Fuck, that's unreal.
so good. And what is the other? There's another one with Taj Burrow and it's like Ben Stiller or whatever. And they're like,
Oh yeah, that's good.
that's a really funny one as well.
Where he's telling them that they're not locals and stuff.
Yeah.
That's epic.
And the clips, I think Andy Iron might be the guy surfing or something as well, Andy Irons. But hey, so before that's enough about those. Before we just wrap up and go into do's or don'ts. Actually, we'll go into do's or don'ts, but I'm gonna lead because my do and my
Well, you
don't.
don't want to ask me about me surf.
Oh
But
yeah,
either
sorry.
way, I'm gonna write.
No. I want to
I'm gonna
know.
do something. I'll write it so listeners just look on our Instagram. Oh, it's pumping. I had a busy morning because I had to go and pick my son up from 45 minutes away because he was at a party. He's got a party an 18th every weekend at the moment.
Yeah,
Like all his mates are turning 18th. Anyway, I had to go 45 minutes away to get him, and it was just so coincided with a day where it was going to be 10 foot plus.
it was massive.
Yeah, it was pretty big, and when I got back from that, what I had to do, I had to go and see someone else about building some plasterboarding of this room that I need for one of the surf houses. So I didn't get. And then when I went back, I said to Rob Vaughan, this like my mate, he just lives down the road and he rides his bike up there. And he goes, "Yeah, I'll be going back at 1," which was like the low tide. So I got back there and I went and had a look. There was 4 guys out and the wind had swung because the morning just looked like a junk shop. It was like, wow. Then I was like, I don't know, it was 15 foot. And there was one team of jet skis out there, but 4 surfers. And I was checking, and then Vincent Duvignac, who like won the Lenore competition this year, XQS surfer, probably France's best tube rider ever, apart from Jeremy Flores, and just is like, I call him Mr. Lenore. He's like, people have Mr. Sunset or whatever. This
Yeah.
guy, he's fantastic. I've surfed out there with him. He's always there. He's on a 6'2".
Really?
Yeah, because there's a spot, and it's where he sits, where you can kind of get in closer, and that's kind of the tubey area where they're really vertical, and you can kind of surf on a shortboard. You can't really surf out the back on that, and he's also incredibly fast paddler. He's a professional surfer. He's still
Yeah.
fully sponsored by Rip Curl. And he was checking, and like was just like, man, I got out there and I was kind of lucky, I guess, because this big one broke. I don't know how big it was. It's fucking massive, man. It scared the shit out of me, and I was like, "Wow, lucky that's over there," because you can kind of hide down the end where I was kind of not hiding, but there was jet ski out there, and if you out there, I don't have like an inflatable vest.
Yeah.
I had a little impact singlet vest on.
Yeah.
So you still, you got to be a little bit careful. Like if you get caught by a set there, it's game over. You get washed in, and you could get held under for a fair while. And especially with a big heavy board, I'm a 9.6. It's heavy. It's even heavy carrying it down the beach.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple of small ones. Like literally, they were small ones. You think it's still a 6 foot wave, but when you're out there, it feels like it's a 2 footer.
Mm.
And then this other one come. and it was starting to break 10 meters further out from me, right in front. And I had to gun it up to when you're paddling up to the left,
Yeah.
wave that's breaking right. So you're going up the face to get out of its road.
Yeah.
And I made it right to the top, and I was like, do I jump on and hold the top of the board so it doesn't get sucked down? Because I thought, mate, this could easily snap my leggy.
Yeah.
But I didn't because I didn't want to try, and I've done it before where I've ran up and held the nose of the board and it just threw me over the back. Or
Yeah.
you hurt your back because you're arching. And lucky it didn't snap my leggy. And after that I was a bit rattled because I was kind of in two minds of got to get out of the road of those, but then kind of wanted to maybe try and catch one because that's what you're out there for.
Yeah.
Really. And then no more really came like that. So, and that was right at the start. And I'd been busy doing domestic chores all morning. I'm not Wim Hof breathing and in an ice bath and psyching and people slapping me in the face or anything. You know what I mean? You're picking kids up from
Yeah.
parties, getting back, trying to manage it with your missus by saying, yeah, I'll really have to go for the surf. But it was insane. So by the end of the surf, by then all your adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah.
It kind of did drop, not significantly, but I think it dropped because the tide come in.
Yeah. Can I ask you a serious question then? Yeah, because so I've never been in, I say I've surfed some big waves. When I say that, I've surfed kind of like
everything's relative.
Yeah, relative, like maybe like 6 foot, and even that, like you get a buzz of adrenaline, like for sure you do, and you want to secure, like even when we was in Portugal recently, I spoke about it on a poddy where I kind of talked myself in and out of that session because of people. But the first session there wasn't that many people, and I got called in by Harry Timpson. He like literally waved me in, and I was like, right, I can't say no. And it was like a juicy. It wasn't that big. I would say maybe it was like 4 foot, but it was 4 foot with a lot more power than like in England we used to. And you get the adrenaline buzzing and stuff. How like for you surfing that style of wave? Obviously, you get more exposure to it and stuff. But like, how do you get a come down after the session and stuff like that? Do you feel like almost like you come out and you're a little bit like still buzzing off the adrenaline, and then like half an hour later it's like a bit of a come down? Or
nah, I'm happy as Larry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard about that, and I guess it's something like Peter Mel's wave that he got, or something like that's a bit different. Where see, I didn't get. There's two waves out there, and I didn't get either of them, and they're the ones that now that I wish I kind of had got. But I guess I don't know if you've got nothing to do. But it was a sunny afternoon. It was a Sunday. I was like, I went and got a good bowl of wine.
What about the fear factor of it? Like,
Yeah.
You said like obviously you
I was scared. I was scared when I first got scared of this thing because I did.
But my question I guess would be,
it's moving really fast, right?
Yeah. So
this thing was moving really fast, and you're a big board, and I was thinking more the logistics of it. The second one, I was thinking I would have liked to spin, but like in your head, you think really for that wave, you want to be super ready for it, so that you can have your board facing in the right direction and doing everything right, which is paddling fast with momentum, with the peak, so that you get into your feet good. Where Vincent, where he was catching them, they weren't as big, but he was just getting vertical drops. But he's on a shorter board. Obviously, he's got a 10 times. He's just got it like they're that good.
Yeah.
Some people that are that good, they can, but it was still as critical. Like, you know what I mean? You were saying yours before was 4 foot, but for example, Vincent's 8 footers were as critical as, I'll put a picture on, and I reckon that was a 12 footer. And I think I've got a better one.
I've seen the picture. Easy. 12.
Which then for me, in my head, means those two waves I saw, I reckon they were 18 foot. And there was a dude that jet skied on the left, and he didn't go right. And I'm wondering if he didn't pull back on the
Um,
rock.
but so just to kind of so I can ask as well because it's something that like I like to learn off of like people like you anyway. When when you paddle out and you get that like you see a massive set come through and you get that kind of there's a certain fear you get. It's not like you're not like really scared, but you're a little bit like well I would sometimes I've been
Intimidated.
yeah sometimes you're like
That would be the thing. That would be the best description.
definitely. How do you like what do you do with that? How do you handle that? Do you give yourself like in your head are you talking to yourself and go like right we've done this before we know what we're doing keep it simple or do you be like fuck Daz you're out here like are you sure you should be out here?
I get angry at myself. I reckon that helps. I was like,
Yeah
what are you fucking doing? You should have fucking gone that. What are you out here for anyway?
right yeah
Yeah, look at that. Be careful. You just keep talking to yourself. So I think the most important thing is is to make sure you're really cautious and always in the right spot. Like it's easy to charge waves when it's 4 to 6 foot, and that's usually when you get your injuries, like a late drop, you spin. You're not in the right position, and you spin and you go anyway because it's not so big. But when it is big like that, I just think it's so important, and maybe that's why now. But this
would
is
you say
after
would
that's
you say
20 years of surfing that spot on where you know where to
yeah
sit.
so would you say you're
Why Luke,
cautious
that's
or
why
would you
Luke
say
Shepardson won the Eddie, dude.
yeah so would you say you're cautious or would you say
Position.
actually it's more that you're more calculated
Yes, same sort of thing, I
yeah
guess. Same,
because
same,
because
same end result.
to me being cautious would be faking an injury on the beach.
No, but then
Yeah,
after that second one, then I went and sat out where they broke,
yeah.
which maybe isn't being cautious, but I thought
I don't know.
if one's going to come, at least I want to be in a position where you got a chance to be able to make the decision yourself
Yeah,
on whether
yeah,
to go or not. The only problem is then, like, because there was a few, is that you're so far out that, like, if you miss one and there's one behind, that's I think always the worst thing. You if you
yeah,
go on for one, you just got to make sure you catch it,
yeah. Sick.
and then that's a good trick. Is if you're in a wrong position and you see a big set coming, you just got to try and catch whatever you can straight away.
Yeah,
Like just catch something and go straight because at least it's going to take you 50 meters in, and that 50 meters will help you out.
definitely. Yeah,
And then you got to just do a lap, but at least you're
yeah,
not like then in the impact zone.
yeah. Exactly. You're not taking it straight on the back or getting pinned or anything like that. But
Oh, it was a beautiful sunny afternoon, but I had better. I had a better session a few days before that, but I think Europe kind of lit up, didn't it? I reckon it must have. I reckon they must have got some macking days. Did they not get macking days at Nazaré and stuff?
I
Maybe the
haven't
wind
seen
wasn't
anything.
good. I
I
don't think
haven't
the
seen
wind was
anything.
good.
Um, my friend Pat is in Portugal and he's had a good couple of days over there in like Ericeira and that area and stuff. But yeah. So the wind was a bit rubbish for England, to be honest.
So what were you do? Like we don't have one. I'm going down to read, and then I've actually started that again.
Yeah.
Reading.
So
Surf good in the morning. Couple of do's and don'ts
yeah. So
listeners.
I've got a short
Loyal, loyal listeners.
story that leads into a do and a don't, and then I got another don't. But so Sunday here, the forecast looked like good. Like it was 2 to 4 foot, but like super clean winds and like 14-second period. And I was like, yeah, sick, it's going to be on. And we had the hour clock change. And I didn't check.
Oh, it was a dastardly thing, wasn't it?
It was. I didn't check the tides properly. So I messaged the group, like we got a couple of little boys in the group and stuff. And I was like, right, 9 o'clock. I'll get down there for 9, get changed, be in for 9:30, sick. Got down there and was like, this is weird. It's bang on low tide. It's not meant to be bang on low tide. And I just hadn't checked the charts properly and skunked myself.
No, completely wrong. Wasn't even your watch thing.
Yeah. And so it was my
High
fault.
was low and low was high.
So my do is do make sure you check the tides properly, especially when you're somewhere like where we are or somewhere like you are, Daz, where the tides play a huge effect in whether there's waves and whether you can
That's your
surf on.
Bible.
And and my don't is don't don't watch yourself surf after watching a pro surf. Um, our trip to
Oh,
Portugal,
shit. I reckon maybe don't ever watch yourself surf.
there's that as well. Because I watch so at work
Oh no, I don't want to ever watch.
we going through these clips at work, and Logan Nickel is a sick surfer, and he surfs front side, and we're surfing Xavier, and the clip is of him, and he does like these three sick like front side carves, and then kicks out, and he looks super stylish, and he's going fast, and then it just flicked to my first wave of the trip, and I was like, oh shit. So yeah, don't watch yourself surf after a pro, or don't watch yourself
Well,
surf.
potentially, if you see someone filming on the beach, don't go out.
Yeah, I mean, I would get the pictures, not
Just get a
videos.
still shot, still
Yeah,
shot.
stills are the ones. So they're my do's or don'ts. What about you, Daz?
Don't own a beach.
Yeah, don't wax people's windows.
Huh? Don't own a beach.
Yeah,
And do have faith in your local. Like, the other day, it was looking dodgy. And I know a couple of people that said to me, oh, I didn't think it was going to be good. And there was another one, like, because there was one other really good, bigger day early in the summer, and I literally was sick the day before. What did I have? Like, just these severe stomach pains.
mm,
And I don't know if it was like, all those weird sort of COVID things that were happening.
yeah,
And it was weird. I just felt like rattled. And I checked it in the morning, it was crap and everything. And then the next day was supposed to be this big day, but it was going to be too big for our spot. The period wasn't supposed to be good.
right,
And
okay,
I
yeah,
fully missed it. Not only did I fully miss it, you had to have an excuse that was like, oh yeah, I was feeling a bit sick, which is the most sus, sounds sometimes the most sus thing.
yeah,
But this on Saturday, because it was junkyard, if you forecast and your intuition and everything's telling you that it's going to be getting better, be positive. Like as
yeah,
well, I checked this the other day with this mate of mine, Cobber, and he's an ex-pro, epic, beautiful, goofy-footed surfer, great style. And he's, nah, I couldn't be bothered. And he went back to work. We got out there, and obviously, like the tide was coming in. We knew it was going to get better. It did.
yeah.
There's only 4 guys out. Have faith.
Well, that's exactly what we
Do
done. I got the
have
tides
faith.
wrong. I got the tides wrong. Came home, saw the wife, walked the dog, then went straight back and surfed it on the drop and had a great surf. So
Maybe I just come up with an expression that we could use maybe for our podcast. We should even copyright it. Just do it.
yeah, never heard that before. I'll look and see if no one's ever used that or not.
Check if anyone's ever used it. If not, we'll go it.
Yeah,
Or I'll come up with something else.
yeah.
Like if you're in the dunes, like just poo it. Huh?
Yeah, sick.
Or if you're in kindergarten, just glue it.
Yeah. Or I don't know. There's loads. I reckon we've got a lot of room there. I reckon just do it. I don't think I've ever heard that ever before.
Or
So
like a fair few times when I'm at the beach, just blew it. Au revoir, Matt.
au revoir.